for a Shway Media podcast.
These days, the news can come at you as fast as the entire Hogwarts student body condemning J.K. Rowling's transphobic comments. Well, I am here to shout it at you even faster, and without taking shots at trans people. This is Rapid Fire News. First, statues honoring Confederate generals as well as many other symbols of racism are being pulled down across the country. The long overdue removal of these symbols to less than human garbage includes statues of Robert E. Lee, Jefferson Davis, various Confederate flags, and even a statue honoring the known murderer, rapist, and fake founder of America, Christopher Columbus, which was decapitated, burned, and thrown in a lake. I thought Chris Columbus was the director of Home Alone and the Harry Potter films. Oh, this is not the same person. Well, please continue to watch Home Alone and the Harry Potter films he directed at your leisure and enjoyment. Next. Speaking of the Confederate flag, the sport most associated with it, NASCAR, has officially banned the flag from being displayed. They will still be using the Confederacy's secondary flag, a small piece of white cloth, on a stick. Next. Paramount has announced that they will be canceling the long-running police propaganda show Cops. In a related story, all of the officers from Paw Patrol have been fired and are now serving as emotional support animals. Next. The state of Georgia recently held a primary in which multiple voting centers closed, causing many people to wait several hours to cast their vote. One man reported waiting over 7 hours and 45 minutes. It should be noted that Georgia's governor is Brian Kemp, made famous by purging voters from the voter roll during his own election for governor, effectively stealing the election from Stacey Abrams. Georgia. Fresh peaches and voter disenfranchisement as far as the eye can see. Next. 9 members of the Minneapolis City Council have pledged to dissolve their police force with a veto-proof majority. Perfect. 1 city down and over 19,000 individual American cities to go. Next. In other news, until he was met with massive public criticism this week, President Trump was planning to hold his first public rally on June 19th, also known as Juneteenth, a day that celebrates the end of slavery in America. However, the president has since rescheduled that rally. He is still planning to hold the rally in Tulsa, Oklahoma, where a racist mob attacked and killed black residents with bombs and guns almost 100 years ago this month. So, if you still think the president and his team aren't racists, I have a rapid-fire news alert for you. You are also a racist! Next! Speaking of Trump's Nazi rallies, it has been revealed that attendees will be required to sign waivers stating that they cannot sue if they contract COVID-19 while attending the rally. Something I'm sure his supporters will be completely fine with, since they did not seem to mind gathering to protest the rights to haircuts. Remember, America, when in doubt, Nazis will not see how stupid they are. Next. President Trump recently tweeted out a statement in reference to an elderly man in New York who was pushed down by police during a protest, causing him to hit his head and bleed from his ears. The president wished the old man well and... I am just kidding. He said this crazy shit. Quote, Buffalo protester shoved by police could be an Antifa provocateur. 75-year-old Martin Gugino was pushed away after appearing to scan police communications in order to black out the equipment. At OANN, I watched. He fell harder than was pushed. Was aiming scanner. Could be setup? End quote. Jesus, that was hard to read. In a related story, the newest geriatric wing of Antifa is ever growing and recruitment centers are located in abandoned Luby's restaurants and bingo halls across the country. It should be noted that Antifa stands for anti-fascist. Not sure how that can be a bad thing, but whatever. Next. Utah Senator and milk aficionado Mitt Romney was recently spotted attending a Black Lives Matter march in D.C. When approached, he said, quote, I state the obvious, which is that Black Lives Matter. If there is an injustice, we want to correct that. If there is prejudice, we want to change that. If there is bias, we hoped to give people a different perspective and to provide a sense of equality among our people. End quote. Good news for people protesting with Mitt. If you are pepper sprayed, the newest Mormon Antifa agent will likely have milk to spare to ease your eyes. Next. As the call to defund the American policing system spreads, a recent poll revealed that 53% of Republicans support the recent wave of protests against the police. Another poll showed that 74% of Americans overall do as well. In a related story, it has been revealed that protesting works. It has always worked, and this movement must keep going. Godspeed, you revolutionaries. This has been Rapid Fire News.
It's America, the podcast.
Thanks for listening, America. You can catch America, the podcast, each week on iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher, or wherever you get your podcasts, as well as Shway Media and YouTube. For more information, please visit americathepodcast.com. Good night and good fight.